and welcome to the Pekin First podcast. My name is Josh, and I get the absolute pleasure of serving as the online ministries director right here at Pekin First. And welcome to the new year. That's right. Welcome to the new year. It is going to be a great year. There it is. It is going to be a great year, and it is the bicentennial year here at Pekin First. So we are super excited about all the cool things going on in and around Pekin First for sure. All right, this is the Pekin First podcast. This is episode 58 called The New Year's Promise. We're going to go over some cool things that I've done some research on and some experiences and just ways that make your new year great and successful for sure. We're going to focus on the 4 F's, The 4 F's. We're going to focus on faith, fitness, family, and finance, and just how to make your 2026 a successful year. All right, we're going to start off this podcast the way we do every podcast. As you notice, Sean's not here today. He has left the building today, and he's got some stuff going on. So I'm going to take the reins by myself today. But the way we start each podcast off is this week's personal best. Now, we haven't done a live podcast in about 2 weeks. Last week we had a very special message from Sean and Sandra from the parsonage, which was awesome. They did a great job, and that was a lot of fun to film. Actually, just the spirit and it just was all flowing. So they did a great job last week. We dropped that one on Christmas. This is New Year's Day, and so you know what? My personal best for, I'm going to say, the last 2 weeks has just been all the family. And my sister was in town, and I got to see my nephew, who I don't get to see very often. My little nephew, he just turned 2. We had a birthday party. I got to see all kinds of people that I don't normally get to see. So I hope that your Christmas was just as enjoyable, and you were surrounded by loved ones, and it was a great holiday season. It was a great Advent. It was a great service here at Pekin First. So that is my personal best, just my family in general. We had some fantastic moments, and it was just a great Christmas. My family was all together, and it was awesome. So I will go with that for this week's personal best for me. As we approach the new year, we all make promises, right? But why do some of them fade so quickly? As New Year begins, many of us take time to reflect on our lives and set New Year's resolutions or personal goals. We promise ourselves that this year will be different. Yet studies show that nearly 80 to 90% of resolutions are abandoned within the first few months. Right? I am 100% guilty of this, and I know a lot of people are. In this episode, we'll explore how you can be a part of the small percentage, which is 8 to 9%, who succeed in keeping at least some of their goals. Maybe not the whole thing, but they succeed in keeping some of their goals. We'll focus on the 4 F's: faith, fitness, family, and finance, and how intentionally prioritizing just one or two of these, so not setting out of reach goals, can add to your success, or can make a healthier, more successful year. Most importantly, we will be reminded that even when our promises fall short, God's promise never fails. No matter what the outcome of our goals, His faithfulness remains unbroken. So that is all about today's episode. We're going to start at the top, as we should, with faith and how we can grow our faith over the next year. Now, these are just ways that are suggested via Google, via some books that I've read. Honestly, through my day job, I go through goal setting and prioritizing and what have you accomplished, on a quarterly basis, but personally and in business. It is bled over into my personal life and my faith life. So these are just pick a couple of these. These are, like I said, these are from Google and AI and books that I've read and stuff like that. Pick just one or two of these and just crush them, right? And stick with them. It's easier to stick with something that you don't set a high goal. I know a guy who he is into fitness and he's into running, and he has set a multi-year goal to run 50 miles. He wants to run I don't know what they are, 25.1 or whatever they are. He doesn't want to run 25 miles. He wants to run a 50-mile race. He didn't set that for 1 year because he knew it was not, you can't accomplish, well, you can, but he wasn't of the strength to complete that. And he don't set yourself up for failure. He didn't want to set himself up for failure. This year, he will be running a 50-mile race. That is his goal this year, but he set that a couple years ago, right? He set that ball in motion. So as we practice or as we talk about these things, just know that don't set goals that you can't hit. Set goals that that grow your faith, grow your fitness, grow your family, grow your finances, but aren't out of reach. You want to grow. You don't want to set yourself up for failure. One of the ways that we can grow our faith is practice gratitude daily. I struggle with this is my number one. And when I seen this, I was like, oh, this is my number one thing. Is we all like to throw the pity party, right? We all like to, oh, woe is me. That person has it better than I do, or that person is better at something than I am. There's several people on our worship team on the musically on our worship team on both services that they can sit down at any instrument and they can play it. I am totally jealous of that because I love music, but I don't have that gift. But I am grateful. I should be grateful, and I need to be grateful for the experience of being around those people and experiencing that and being on the other side of the board to help make them sound good. And it's practicing gratitude is so hard because we want to say, I want more. I deserve more. I need more. I want what that person has versus thank you, God, for my health. Thank you, God, for the family that surrounds me. Thank you for this Christmas gift that we've been given of Jesus. Practicing gratitude is harder than it sounds. And this is one that I struggle with, and that's why I can speak to it, because I struggle with this one of thanking God just for the things that have been given to me, to the warmth, the food, the everything. And it's a great way to, it's being thankful for everything that has been given to me. And I struggle with that one. So let's practice a little gratitude on a daily basis. Just thank God every day for something that has happened in your life. Meditate or center yourself. This is also a good one. I do this one in the truck. I do this quite a bit. I try to do this quite a bit. And that is as I'm driving to try to make sure I stay alert as well. But I will turn off the radio and listen to the hum of the engine or the hum of the road or whatever, sound of traffic, whatever, and kind of center myself in my thoughts and just being with God, praying. That's a good time to pray. Read inspiring books. This is one that I started last year, and I'm not a reader. That's not in the cards for me. I mean, obviously I can read, but I don't enjoy reading. But I do enjoy listening. So I have started while I'm working or while I'm driving and not in the quiet. I will listen to audiobooks or podcasts and stuff like that. I enjoy inspirational. I'm a very inspirational sponge. I love inspirational stuff. And so to read an inspiring book or listen to an inspiring book is something that I try to do as well. It does help your psyche and staying positive and just those things that you gotta it's hard to do sometimes, especially in the winter around here when it's all gray and yada yada yada, or something bad has happened, or the day is not, you just know that going into the day it's gonna be not such a good day. Listening to this inspiring stuff, this faith-driven, inspiring stuff, it does 100% help. Trust the process of life. Trust God, right? Trust God in everything. And that is one that I struggle with as well. And a lot of us do. Trust the way that God is leading you. And we talk about that one a lot, and trusting God, because that's a hard one, right? That's life. That's a life hack that's hard. And so trust God in everything. Stay positive in challenges. And that kind of goes back to read inspiring books, because I believe and it could be videos, it can be TikTok videos, it can be Facebook Reels. It doesn't necessarily have to be a book, but stay around inspiring people and inspiring videos or whatever. Stay away from the dark side. I had a young lady who has experienced some tragedy this last year, and she said, it's not real hard for me to go to the dark side, so I have to be very cautious of not going to the dark side and staying on positive reels, positive people, positive. Stay around positive people. The better people you are around, the better habits you will get. And it's be positive for sure. Be around positive people. I do a lot of community activity, not as much as I want to, but as much as that I can balance. And I do that because the people that I'm around in the community at these events are community positive people. And in a world where we criticize, or a lot of people criticize our government, city, whatever, they have their own views, that's fine. But just to stay positive through these events is huge. And that's why these people are naturally positive. And that's why I do community events with them for sure. Let's talk about fitness. This is one that I have not been successful in, but I have been working on. So exercise 4 to 5 times a week is a suggestion. So a couple of months ago, I guess it's been a couple of months, the beginning of November, I decided that going through the holidays, we all tend to gain a little weight, right? And I can't, I struggle with weight, as a lot of us do. Whether it is on one side or the other, I struggle on the heavy side. And I did not want to gain weight over the holidays, which we all do, right? Because the cookies and the snacks and the food, and some people have 4 or 5 Christmases that they go to and they eat at all of them. Or it's several weeks of just fantastic food, whether it's all home cooked or whether it's going to holiday parties, and there's sweets. And I have a sweet tooth. So I started exercising. I get up every morning and I go to the gym before I go to work. And I did it and I told my wife, I'm not doing this to lose weight. I'm doing it for the 2 months, November and December. I'm doing it to maintain my weight so that I don't gain weight, because I know this is coming. So I'm going to set the expectation that I'm not going to lose weight, but I am going to maintain my weight. So I worked very hard to make sure I maintained my weight, and still while eating when I could, or when I knew I should, eating on the lighter side, if you will, or the cleaner side, if you will. And then that way, when the cookies come around, I didn't have to refuse having one or two cookies or a slice of cake or, whatever that was, some hot chocolate or, the extra calorie stuff, the empty calorie stuff, because I was working on maintaining it. Now, starting in January, starting today, this month, now my goal is to lose some weight. I have not set how much weight that I wanted to lose. I don't want to set, and maybe you're different. Maybe you have to have that goal, but set it at an achievable level. Don't set I'm going to lose 10 pounds a month, because that's not going to, A, it's not healthy, and B, it's probably not going to happen. I'm going to lose 5 pounds a month. That's a better goal. And it all depends on it. You consult your doctor, because your doctor knows your body type and knows what's healthy for you. The other thing in fitness is to stay hydrated, drink water, right? Always drink water. I'm not good at this because in the winter, I love to drink coffee all day, and that just dehydrates you. Prioritize sleep. Again, not good at that one. To work out, to fit workout into my schedule, I have to get up at 4 a.m. So I have to make sure I'm in bed by 9:30 or 10 or right in there, or I don't get enough sleep. So prioritize sleep, eat clean and balanced meals, which we just talked about. And it's, it's not having the dessert with every meal. It's, eating, some say eat 5 smaller meals. Some say, don't eat after such and such time. So again, consult your doctor or a fitness coach or something like that. Take daily walks. Now this mixes with centering yourself up in faith. See how they connect? Take daily walks. If you have dogs, walk your dogs if they're able. Walk your dogs, or we have so many trails here in central Illinois. Just walk and center yourself there. That's a good place to center yourself, because you don't have, you got to pay attention, but not like when you're driving, or there's not as many distractions and stuff like that. A lot of people wear the earbuds or headphones or something. That's a great way to center yourself. Even if you're not listening to anything, nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know what you are or not listening to. Family. This is one that took me a long time to learn. Because I try to take on too much, and my work-life balance is always been work heavy, and so I don't do this one well. But I'm learning, 100% learning. Spend quality time with your family. That is what the holidays was all about for me. My family is going to be going through a pretty large change here over the next year. Just people moving here, there, and just doing different things. So this year especially, I took time to spend quality time with my family, for sure. Communicate openly, and this is something me and my wife are actively working on. We both have our own opinions, and one of the things that we are not strong at, and we've both admitted it, is we like to cut each other off, because we listen to react, right? We listen to react. So we're starting to listen and then form an opinion and try to communicate that better between us. So open communication, no secrets between you and your wife or your spouse or whatever. And then one thing that Zena has taught me, or has coached me on, I guess, or is communicating openly with my children, and just telling them the truth, right? This is the way life is, and showing them examples, and just being open. Her youngest, actually all her daughters, but her youngest especially, Grace, communicates with her, tells her everything. That is a great way to have your kids just communicate openly with you, and to communicate openly with them. Support each other's goals. We have goal setting sessions, if you will. We try every Saturday to, we have a hot tub that was given to us, and we try to sit in the hot tub, or even in the summer, we'll sit outside and we just have goal setting sessions, or we drive. One Saturday recently, when it was too cold to go outside into the hot tub, we actually drove to Eureka. We had an errand to run in Eureka, and we ran to Eureka, and we talked the entire way, right? It was an open conversation, and it was a goal setting conversation. Celebrate the small moments. I don't know. We tend to do that, but I hope you do too. Just celebrate the birthdays. Those are smaller moments. Celebrate I don't even know, the house project that gets completed, the faith goals that you hit together with your spouse. Your faith goals, align those with your spouse for sure, and celebrate them when you hit them, or celebrate the fitness goals when you hit it. If you listen, we'll get into finance in a second, but if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he says celebrate every time a credit card's paid off or a debt is paid off. Celebrate a little bit. Treat yourself. Don't go hog wild, right? Because his whole thing is don't go into debt and throw everything at it. But every time something happens, something great happens, go have a pizza, or go with your family and go to dinner once, or whatever it is. Celebrate the small things, celebrate the small accomplishments, and it makes those accomplishments more exciting to hit, and it doesn't wear on you. And show love and appreciation. I'm 100% working on that. I don't show that very well. And your spouse, your kids, they need that. So show affection, show love and appreciation. Appreciation is a big one. Sometimes we tend to, our better half or our other half does not feel appreciated sometimes. So just, feel appreciated. And then finance, budget your income, save at least 20% each month, invest in long-term growth, avoid unnecessary expenses, and track your financial goals. Those kind of fit into the rest of them. My recommendation, and not that you have to listen to it, but what I have found is Dave Ramsey. And not that I follow him 100%, but he has some pretty good advice. So I won't talk a whole lot about finance, but I'm more into this year for me is faith and fitness. And I find that Corinthians 5:17, therefore, if anyone in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone and the new has come. This helps us remember that God has us in the future. God is always looking forward. Revelation 21:5, he who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. So as we look forward to this new year and this exciting time, especially in Pekin First time in technology, and there's all kinds of exciting things going on. Scary sometimes, absolutely, but exciting nonetheless. This may be a good time for you to get back involved with a church. This may be a good time to practice that faith piece of the new year and get back into a church and get into the community. And Pekin First has so many ways that you can do that, especially during our bicentennial year. This is going to be a fun, fantastic year. So now's the time to grow your faith, to get involved in the community, and let Pekin First help grow your faith this year in our bicentennial year and show you what it feels like to be loved by everyone around you. So that is the show for today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you like, follow, and subscribe to this show, and that you continue to know that God loves you and God has your future, and he doesn't care what the past is. The past is a lesson. Don't dwell on the past. Don't forget about the past, but don't dwell on it, and use it as a lesson, because God got you in the future, and trust him on the path forward. And we all need a little work on that, right? And always remember, God put us here to do great things. So let's go do great things. Have a great day.